Located in the heart of Andersonville's commercial district on Clark Street, the Swedish American Museum is a staple of the neighborhood and a constant reminder of the area's roots.
We're one of the few museums that are able to be in the neighborhood of where the people settled. Between about 1850 and 1930, there was 1 million Swedes that left Sweden and moved to the United States. Chicago is one of the bigger cities. People settled because this is where the growth was happening. But after the fire in 1871, there was a restriction on building wood houses, and that's what the Swedes knew how to build. Instead of having to learn a new skill, they moved out of the downtown area and moved to this area.
My grandmother moved here when she came from Sweden, so throughout the early 1900s through maybe 1960s, it was more of a Swedish population. My mom would talk about walking down the street and going to all the Swedish grocery stores. My grandmother's family and friends were all in this area.
So into the 70s, when the museum was started, was still a lot of Swedish people here and a lot of Swedish businesses. But it had started to decline.
People started leaving this area, going to suburbs and things, raising families outside of the city. Andersonville was not a nice neighborhood when I was growing up. It just wasn't very safe of an area.
But the neighborhood has now improved, and several remnants of its Swedish past remain.
We have Tiboni Paint Company, which is the third generation of Tiboni family that is running that. And then you have Svea, that is run by Tom Martin, whose wife was Swedish. In addition to that, we have Simon's Tavern. Then the Swedish Bakery, which is not owned by Swedes anymore, but the owner worked for the last Swedish owner of the bakery.
It used to be a lot of just Swedes that shopped here on Clark Street, and that doesn't happen anymore because most of them have moved away. And a lot of their traditions, their children and grandchildren don't follow anymore. But there's still a draw back into the neighborhood by the old Swedes. They still come back for the museum. They always come back for the Midsummer Festival and the bakery for their traditional breads and coffee cakes and pastries.